What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. There's lots of news to discuss, so let's get down to business. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a WWE employee testing positive for the coronavirus, Ronda Rousey has backstage heat, is the XFL dead, and how and why WWE plans to air live wrestling shows. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story, as a WWE employee tests positive for coronavirus. In a world where the ongoing pandemic is affecting millions, it seemed inevitable that someone in the WWE would contract the disease. According to Fightful.com, the WWE notified several superstars via memo. "We've just been notified," the name is obviously blanked out, was diagnosed with COVID-19. WWE doctors spoke with Unknown this morning and reported they last had contact with anyone at WWE on March 26th at the Performance Center. As you know, Unknown is not an in-ring performer, and we believe this matter is low risk to you per the following chronology. Those of you who were potentially exposed would be cleared for travel by the evening of Thursday, April 9th at the latest, since the last possible exposure to any WWE talent personnel should have been at least 14 days prior. While there was uncertainty about whether there was a confirmed case of the coronavirus, the WWE issued the following statement to Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin. "A WWE employee has tested positive for COVID-19. We believe this matter is low risk to WWE talent and staff, as the individual and a roommate became symptomatic in the days following exposure to two people working in acute healthcare on the evening of March 26th, after WWE's television production on a closed set was already complete. The employee had no contact with anyone from WWE since being exposed to those two individuals, is doing well and made a complete recovery. Hopefully they were able to keep its employees and wrestlers from contracting the virus." Next up, Ronda Rousey has real backstage heat. Former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey won't be coming back to the WWE on a full-time basis, and it appears she may have a cold welcome when she does, both from the WWE Universe and her fellow wrestlers. In case you missed it, Rowdy Ronda rattled off some rude remarks concerning the fans, and her other comments seem to have angered several superstars. Ronda was on Steve-O's Wild Ride podcast when she said, "I love the WWE, I had such a great time. I love all the girls in the locker room. Running out there and having fake fights for fun is just the best thing. I love choreography, I love acting, I love theatre, live theatre and some of the last forms of live theatre." It would seem that Rousey's description of wrestling as fake fights upset several superstars. Lana wasn't having any of Rousey's comments, commenting on social media, "I have no words for her audacity to say fake fighting. If it's fake, why can't Paige and Tyson Kidd wrestle anymore? If it's fake, why couldn't Edge wrestle for 11 years? This is a contact sport where real things happen." Alexa Bliss responded to Rousey's fake fighting comments saying, "Was out for almost a year. Must have been fake." Nia Jax, who recently complained about Ronda being heavy-handed during her time in WWE, tweeted, "I can't wait for Ronda to one day to return to WWE. Even if WWE orders me to make Ronda look good in the ring, which is the only way for Ronda to look good in the ring with me, I'll risk my job to go down in history as one from this biz that knocked her the out." Jax's comments may have had something to do with rumors that Rousey was working stiff with some of her competitors, something Jax addressed in a recent online chat with TalkSport's Alex McCarthy. Jax recalled how Alexa Bliss wrestled another WWE superstar, getting beat up in the ring but refusing to speak up for herself. As Jax explained, "I personally would not allow her to get back in the ring to get hurt again. I had to go to higher ups and I had to put down a certain foot and say, listen, Lexi is 5 foot nothing, 100 pounds getting thrown around like a rag doll and injured every night. I was like, put me in. I'm a 6 foot 300 pound bitch. I can handle it." Although Jax hasn't confirmed the heavy-handed superstar's identity, some fans and pundits are speculating she's referring to Ronda Rousey. Well, not everyone was upset with Rousey, as fellow MMA competitor and former NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler tweeted, "How dare Ronda care more about her family than pleasing fans that are never happy?" Although Rousey's comments are drawing heat, could it be she's merely setting things up for a comeback to the ring? while Dave Meltzer remarked on the Wrestling Observer Radio that, "It's not a work. I knew when the Los Angeles fans booed Ronda Rousey and when that Charlotte Flair angle happened, where Charlotte Flair turned heel on her and they all cheered for Charlotte Flair and they were chanting 'You deserve it' when Charlotte beat the hell out of her and she took a beating to get the angle over so fans would have something believable, and the fans chanted 'You deserve it' at her. I knew at that point, everything changed." Rousey's comments to Steve-O also upset some WWE fans. She mentioned, "What am I doing it for if I'm not being able to spend my time and energy on my family, but instead spending my time and energy on a bunch of effing ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me?" Naturally, some fans weren't happy with Rousey's comments, but Rousey wasn't backing down, instead firing off a counterattack at fans and wrestlers alike on Twitter saying, "Anyone who is outraged by me calling pro wrestling fake fights for fun has never been in a real fight. While you're all there tiptoeing around bruising some pro wrestlers' huge soft egos, no one is thinking about all the real fighters you're insulting when pretending pro wrestling is somehow on the level of realism. Yes, I understand wrestling 300 days for years on end is incredibly tough on the body and a difficult profession, but you know what would happen if you got into 300 real fights a year? You'd be dead." Rousey hashtag her post with kayfabe killer. Rousey's comments will continue to draw controversy, but what do you guys think? Is Rousey working the fans for a comeback, or is she sincere about what she's saying? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE now airing weekly live television. Now these are some confusing times, and one of the most confusing things is whether the WWE is going to air its weekly television live or tape it. As you likely recall, the WWE was set to resume airing Raw and SmackDown live, then chose to tape its shows. PW Insider's Mike Johnson reported on the 10th April that WWE had planned to pre-tape episodes of Raw on Sunday and Monday, but that idea has been dropped, and going forward, Raw will be broadcasting live from the WWE Performance Center. This decision to go live weekly was made this afternoon, but had been in play over the last 24 hours. The plan was for the WWE to accumulate several weeks worth of television, allowing it to be prepared to air television up until its Money in the Bank pay-per-view. There seems to be a big reason for the WWE's abrupt change of plan. As you probably already figured out, it's all about money. Several sources are reporting that the WWE's contracts with the USA Network and Fox only allow it to air a set number of taped episodes. According to Meltzer, contracts with both NBC Universal and Fox call up for a certain number of shows per year that can be taped. For Raw, that number is 3, which at the start of the year was earmarked for 1 show over Christmas week and 2 shows during European tours. In theory, that would leave them with 49 live Raws. Fox has a similar deal. Unless there is some type of contingency clause in their contracts concerning an unexpected event such as an ongoing health crisis, the WWE could find itself in a bad situation. Meltzer speculated, while nobody will say so publicly, the fear was that by violating the contract, it would give the networks that legal ability to withhold money or find a way to change the deals. With no house shows, the company, like all sports company, is surviving largely based on television revenue, but the networks paying that are also taking in far less revenue than they projected at this point in time due to the pandemic. Will Vince McMahon's legendary hubris come back to haunt him, or does he know he's still in the driver's seat? And just how is Vinnie Mac bypassing Florida's edict that there'd be no non-essential travel in the state? How can he possibly get WWE superstars to the Performance Center? Turns out Mr. McMahon has a very interesting interpretation of what essential and non-essential means. According to WrestlingNews.co, Fightful is reporting that a very aggressive Vince McMahon is the person who made the call, and wrestlers were said to be unhappy about the decision. The staff was given a letter on Friday that said that they are considered essential media if they were stopped by the police. According to the news report, newspaper, television, radio and other media are on the list of essential services deemed by the state, so it looks like WWE is following state laws by continuing with the tapings. The WWE would seem to be on shaky legal ground, but this is Vincent Kennedy McMahon, someone well known for doing whatever he wants, consequences be damned. It should prove interesting to see whether McMahon is able to run his shows live. And finally, is the XFL dead? It appears that the XFL may be dead. Unlike the original XFL, which was cancelled due to atrocious ratings, Vince McMahon's second attempt at the Football League seems to have fallen due to the ongoing pandemic. ESPN's Phil Yates tweeted today, "News on a call today with COO Jeffrey Pollock. XFL employees were just informed that the league is suspending operations and all employees have been laid off." Another sport impacted further by the current COVID-19 crisis. With the 2021 season gone, the XFL could theoretically come back in 2022. However, we think it's more likely Vince McMahon is done with the league and he's going to focus his attention on the WWE as it deals with one of its most difficult challenges ever. But there you have it guys, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. Look out for our new episode on the final bell tonight, episode 4 being the final days of Randy Macho Man Savage. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.